Welcome to WrestleRecap. I am Dylan Graves, joined by John Sutton, bringing you the Raw recap. If you want to support WrestleRecap, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can comment down below and let us know how we're doing. But with that being said, let's get into it. So Raw kicks off with a video package recapping the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. And then we see that Mami is back. Rhea arrives, and we follow her out to the ring. The crowd chants for Mami, of course, because Mami's home. Rhea says it's been 3 months since she's been in the ring, all because of one person, Liv Morgan. She's had to see Liv running around with something of hers, and she isn't talking about Dom, because she's going to handle him later. Liv's walking around with something Rhea never lost, the Women's World Championship. Rhea says that all Liv did is piss her off, so she wants Liv to walk out there and bring her stupid little self in front of Rhea so that she can rip her apart. Instead, Dom comes out, because man clearly knows how to read the room.
You know it.
Dom's got a black rose with him. We'll come to find out that he's got quite a few of them tonight.
Probably got a whole bouquet and shit.
A couple of bouquets back at the clubhouse. The crowd chants, "You fucked up." And Rhea's giving him the cold shoulder. And then Liv appears on the Tron. Liv apologizes for her voice, as she says she had quite the weekend in Mexico, and she's always been known to be quite the screamer. What do you think that meant?
She likes horror movies.
Gotcha. Liv says hi to Daddy Dom, and she asks how Rhea's doing, and asks how Rhea's shoulder is. And says that her shoulder is good, all because of this, and she holds up the women's title. Liv says that she thinks Rhea knows now that she meant it when she said she wanted to take everything from Rhea, and that includes Dom. Liv says at first she didn't understand what Rhea saw in Dom, but after spending some time with him, it all became very real. More real than what Dom and Rhea have had. And since Rhea's been gone, Liv's had Dom all to herself. Even though Mami is home, Liv is still on top.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Dom tries to work some damage control. No, not that damage control. And Rhea,
I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I had to add that in there. Rhea says she knew Liv would be too scared to come out and face her. Rhea says she waited 3 months for this, so her patience can wait a little longer. And Rhea issues the challenge for SummerSlam. Liv says that she always knew the end game would be them in a match for the title, so she ain't gonna run. But Rhea should know that she's not the same Liv Morgan. Just like how she helped Dom beat his deadbeat dad, something Rhea wasn't able to do, she's finally going to beat Rhea too. And then Liv says that she hopes to see Dom there too. The crowd ends up doing a mixed chant of Dom's in trouble and Mami, Mami, Mami. And Rhea says she knows Liv is still listening, so she's going to say this loud and clear. At SummerSlam, she not only ends the Revenge Tour and title reign, she's going to end Liv's career. And then she caps it off with a "watch me." And then Rhea throws Dom's rose as they're walking out. We then see that Drew McIntyre is here, as is Gunther for his face-to-face with Damian Priest. And we also see that the Mad Dragon, the Tsar of WWE, Ilya Dragunov, is here, as is Sami Zayn. And they tell us that Ilya will face Sami for the IC title tonight. And then Sheamus comes out with new music. So they cock-teased us with the limes only to take them away.
Just give us his old music back, damn it.
Yeah. But following Sheamus coming on, we head into the commercial break. And when we come back, Dom is still trying to talk to Rhea. Rhea gets to the clubhouse to find a bunch of black rose bouquets, and she's apparently not a flower person. Priest comes up as Rhea slams the door in Dom's face and asks if everything's good. Dom says he thinks so, but no, not really. What? I think so, but no, not really. So no? You don't think so?
Yes.
What?
Correct.
Rhea opens the door and throws a bouquet at Dom, and then hands him a metal dog statue thing. Not sure what that's from.
Me either.
Dom says he thinks it's a little more complicated. We then head back down to the ring because it's time for Sheamus versus Bronson Reed. I know that Bronson Reed has little spikies on his coat so he can be like Godzilla. You know, since they want to market him as big Bronson Reed while he's only 6 foot tall. I mean, 6 foot might be average height, but not in pro wrestling. Like, I always assumed that Seth Rollins was 6 foot, and I'm pretty sure he's 6 foot 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's 6 foot 1. But, like, he's not big in the sense of being tall. So they're just hiding the fact that they're calling this man fat. Just hiding it behind big. And then giving him a video that shows him like towering above skyscrapers like he's Godzilla.
He's just kind of there, in my opinion. I don't really pay attention to him in.
Yeah, I mean, they don't seem to book him to do anything except lose when it's important. He gets a couple good squash wins and gets into a match and then loses.
Yep.
Ends up being the third man to take the pinfall. But they trade blows to start the match, and Sheamus tries to shoulder tackle Bronson Reed, but it don't work. Reed takes control of the match, but Sheamus fights back and tries to lift Reed up, but he couldn't get him up. Reed backs Sheamus into the corner, but Sheamus fights back out. Sheamus finally manages a shoulder tackle and sends Reed to the floor. Sheamus catches Reed as he's on the apron and looks for 10 beats of the Bowrin, but Reed counters it, and he sends Sheamus across the announce table. However, Sheamus still manages to hit the 10 beats of the Bowrin. He just does it on the announce table as we head into a commercial break. Following the commercial break, Bronson Reed has control, and Sheamus hulks up. Sheamus tries to clothesline Reed down, and it takes him 3 attempts before he gets it. Sheamus hits a white noise for a near fall and then goes up top, but Reed dodges the move and hits a sit-out powerbomb for 2. Bronson Reed goes for a moonsault, but Sheamus dodges it and hits a running knee to pick up the win. Bronson Reed tries to attack Sheamus from behind, but Pete Dunne takes him out with a flying knee. Sheamus tries to shake Dunne's hand, but Dunne leaves the ring. And then when Sheamus turns, Dunne re-enters the ring and takes out Sheamus, allowing Reed to get back in the ring and hit Sheamus with a tsunami. So, I'm glad to see that we're not reforming the Brawling Brutes just because Tyler Bate is gone. Or, like, hurt.
Very true.
And I guess it does kind of make sense for Pete Dunne to turn heel with the absence of Tyler Bate, because he always kind of played the heel.
And wasn't he the one that injured Big E or something like that too?
Mm-mm. That was Ridge.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that was Ridge Holland that injured Big E. We then head backstage to the Judgment Day's clubhouse, and Rhea thanks Priest for keeping the group together while she was gone. Rhea says that Priest has a lot on his plate still with the face-to-face with Gunther and a match with Strowman tonight. Rhea asks if Priest needs any help out there, but Priest says the Gunther thing is just telling him what's up at SummerSlam, and he should have handled Strowman himself a long time ago. Rhea then asks about the afro in the room. She wants to know why Carlito is hanging around in the clubhouse. And Dom walks up and wants to talk to Rhea. Dom says he's been trying to reach her all week. And Rhea asks, well, what about the last 3 months? Or if he's been too busy playing around with his little girlfriend. Rhea then storms off, and Carlito comes over to instill some wisdom, so this ought to be good. It turns out that Carlito just says, she's angry, huh? This man's intellect. Yeah, this man's intellect knows no bounds. Following this, we head into a commercial break. When we come back, we see Sami Zayn walking backstage, and I'm thinking, dear God, not another Sami Zayn promo, but we don't get that, thankfully. Ilya comes up and says that he appreciates the opportunity, but that's not why he helped last week. Sami says he wanted this match, and Sami tells Ilya to bring his best. And Ilya tells Sami to do the same. We then get a vignette from Gunther, and we see earlier today Jackie Redmond interviewed Zelina Vega. Jackie asks Zelina of her perspective on Rhea's return. Zelina says that when they're done sorting out the love triangle, that she's going to be at the front of the line, because if it weren't for Dom, she'd be champion. Doubt.
Doubt.
Yeah, big doubt. Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe interrupt. Sonya says it's interesting that Zelina thinks she's at the front of the line when they are there, and that the line doesn't go to Liv or Rhea, it goes to them.
Because they've done so much.
Yeah, they've done a lot. Zelina apologizes to Sonya because she couldn't hear anything past her forehead. Boom, roasted.
Idiot.
Zelina says that the little scare tactic that the Three Stooges are doing doesn't do anything for her. Boom, roasted.
Let her cook.
Zelina says that nothing is standing between her and the title. Not Liv Morgan, not Rhea Ripley, not Dom and his mustache, not you, either Shayna or Zoe. Not sure who she was looking at. So she's like, not Dom and his mustache, not you and your mustache, not you and your forehead. Zelina's cooking.
Let her cook.
Like, again, I don't know if she was talking to Shayna or Zoe, but she called one of them out for having a mustache. I also noted that Jackie Redmond's facial expressions are fucking amazing while Zelina's saying all of this.
I didn't pay attention to her, I guess.
If you go back and watch this, just watch Jackie Redmond's face every time Zelina dishes out an insult. it is great.
Noted.
Zelina says if they want to do this tonight, they can do it tonight. And then Zelina comes out for the match because, as we said, this was earlier in the day. We get a commercial break before the match. And when we come back, we get a flashback to Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe attacking Damage Control. This time it is that Damage Control.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know you can get confused sometimes. Sonya starts...
What?
What's up?
I can get what?
Confused sometimes.
Huh?
Confused, like mixed up. Not sure what's going on.
I got you. You saying
Yeah.
I'm muscular.
Muscular. Where did you get muscular from?
From confusion.
Is it the land of confusion?
I was playing in on it.
Yeah.
I was leaning in on it.
Yeah. Did you? I bet you fell, didn't you? You leaned too far and fell.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm currently just laying down right now, so if I leaned anywhere, it'd be nowhere. Can't get any more lean than this.
I don't know. Finn Balor's pretty lean.
Lean green and this fighting machine.
Jamarcus Russell was a pretty big fan of lean.
Wasn't he a failed football player, the quarterback?
Yep. Keep cooking. You'll get there. You almost got it all.
And then he ended up being fat.
I mean, pretty much. Yeah, for the Raiders, he was their first round, like the first overall pick. They gave him a massive contract of all guaranteed, and then he discovered his love for lean.
You ever hear the story about how he, the coach at the time, I don't know if it was Gruden or not, because Gruden did coach them at one point. I can't remember when. Not the recent one. And they gave him a tape and said, here, go watch this for the game next week. And then he proceeded to not do it. And they asked if he watched it. He said, yeah, I got some good information of plays out there. And they're like, that's interesting because the tape's blank.
Yeah, I did hear that. I actually watched, it was on YouTube, but I think it was I think it was from the NFL, like thing they did on him where they interview him like now that he's like recovered from all of his past addictions. So it's like a retrospective thing. Like he knows he fucked up.
Well, yeah. He got his money and thought he was set for life.
I mean, he made enough money that he could have been set for life.
Could have, but isn't.
Correct. Back to the match, though. Sonya starts strong, but Zelina uses her agility to get back into it. Zelina hits Sonya with a 619, but Zoe distracts the ref, allowing Shayna to do her arm stomp thing to Zelina on the apron. Sonya takes advantage of this and hits DeVille's Advocate to win before they continue the attack on Zelina Vega. Lyra Valkyria, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance run out and just check on Zelina. They don't brawl or anything. Like, they don't really make the save. They just run out there to check on Zelina.
Hashtag confused. Why run out?
Yeah. It's kind of whack.
This whack dog.
We then see Damian Priest walking backstage, and Dom asks him why he didn't warn him about Mami last week. Priest says that he tried to, but he was so busy with Liv And it's not his fault that he lied to him about communicating with Rhea, and he lied about ending things with Liv. Jey Uso comes up and asks, "Is it true? Like, is it true?" Priest asks, "What?" Jey asks if it's true that Rhea is single and ready to mingle, because he's ready to holla.
As a married man.
Wrong one.
I thought they were both married.
I mean, Dom's married. Rhea's married.
I know, but I thought Jay was too.
I don't know. But Jimmy's the one that's married Naomi. God, I love how the first thing when you type in Jey Uso on Google is his mugshot.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty cold.
Yeah, he's been married since 2015.
Yep. Married with 2 kids.
I'm not even going to say that first name.
I'm assuming it's Takesha. Takesha Travis. That'd be my guess. Priest loves this. He gets like a shit-eating grin on his face, and he goes, "Maybe." And he ends up saying yeet. Like, he does a yeet with Jay before Jay leaves. Jay tells Dom that if he sees Mami, to tell her that he says hi. Priest tells Dom that he's been to prison, so he can't let people talk to him like that. Priest tells Dom that he's got to show Jay who Rhea belongs to. Pretty sure that Dom belonged to Rhea in that relationship.
Yeah. There was no 50-50.
No. And it definitely wasn't Dom owns Rhea. Or Rhea belongs to Dom.
Yeah.
Owns. Got real slavery-like there for a second. Got real pre-Civil War there for a second.
Got real historic up in here.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the years, but I just couldn't grasp them.
Somebody's great grandfather's probably proud somewhere.
Dom says he's going to go take care of business, and we head into a commercial break, and I'm being visited by a kitty. You trying to tell me that it's time to go to bed? I agree. But I gotta finish this first. Yeah. Anyway. When we come back from the break, Pierce is talking to some refs in the locker room about something. And Chad Gable comes up. Gable says he figured it out. Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. Adam Pierce makes a very fake, surprised face. Chad wants to know what Pierce is going to do about Bo and his crew. Chad wants to know what Pierce is going to do about Bo and his crew since they've been after Gable every week. Pierce says that Bo is here this week, so if Chad wants to have a conversation with him, he can. So Chad says he's going to call Bo out tonight. Something he will probably regret doing.
More than likely.
Damian Priest comes out for his face-to-face with Gunther. Gunther tells Priest good for him on carrying Monday Night Raw while living out his childhood dream of being the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther says while he was away, he paid close attention and made his honest assessment of Priest. Gunther says that Priest isn't living up to it, and his title reign has done nothing. No prestige, no contributions. But Gunther says it's okay, because him and Priest are not cut from the same cloth. Gunther is here in good spirits, though. He wants to lift the weight from Priest's shoulders. All Priest has to do is hand him the title and spare himself the embarrassment at SummerSlam. Are they going to have Priest win?
Are they going to have Priest finally go to a face?
I mean, he kind of already is, just because how much of a heel Gunther is.
But what are they going to do with Judgment Day now? They have to split them up. I'm
Meh.
assuming SummerSlam, something's going to happen.
Something's got to happen soon, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel like they might actually put Priest over.
They could. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be a bold play to have Gunther be this unbeatable guy and then have him lose 2 title matches in a row.
Build up for Bash at Berlin where he wins.
Possibly. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, though, for sure.
Because now, well, I can't say anything, but keep going.
Yeah, don't say anything that happened on yesterday night.
Yeah, I was about to, and I'm like, wait, I can't yet.
Priest says he wishes it was SummerSlam right now so he could knock the stupid smirk off his face. And man, Gunther really did have a fucking shit-eating grin on his face. Like, he just looked so goddamn smug.
He's like, screw this guy.
Priest says that they all heard Gunther in that video package say that this was never his dream. Priest says that while Gunther was getting everything handed to him in Europe, he was literally fighting for his life on the street. Priest says that if it's not his dream and he's just here for the paycheck, that they don't need him here. Priest says he earned the World Heavyweight Championship, and Gunther is the last person that's taking the title from him. Gunther says he's not going to question Priest's street cred. Gunther tells Priest that being on the street is a choice, and to not blame him for his parents deciding that their offspring isn't worth providing a good life for.
So then it's not a choice.
I mean, this shit went personal.
It did, but at the same time, if you're going to say he had a choice as a kid, he had literally no choice. He just ended up having to live on the streets and survive.
Shh. Don't bring logic into this.
Logic.
Gunther says his parents provided him with everything, and his greatness has always been recognized. So while Priest was apparently fighting for his life on the streets, Gunther was receiving calls from WWE begging him to sign. Gunther says that it's his responsibility to restore the honor and the prestige of the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther says he don't understand why the fans don't like Priest, because he's just like them. He is, and always will be, street trash. Priest says that for someone who seems to have so much clarity, Gunther can't see what's coming right at him. He doesn't even see why he lost his title at Mania. It's the same reason he's going to lose at SummerSlam, because he doesn't have any heart. Priest says that Gunther doesn't know what it's like to have to fight for everything he has. Priest says that at SummerSlam, he's going to remain El Campeon. And for the first time in Gunther's life, he's going to have to fight from the bottom. Because he's going to have absolutely nothing.
Just saying, there's a good chance he doesn't win.
I don't know, man. I was fairly certain Gunther was going to win, but the more that we lead into this, I don't know. They're really making me question it. Priest concludes with, and then maybe they find out after SummerSlam if Gunther is more than just a boring, privileged, conceited scumbag. Gunther drops his mic and gets in Priest's face, and they just kind of shove each other a little bit until Strowman's music hits. Priest looks incredibly upsetty about this, and Gunther just laughs it off as we head into the commercial break. Following the commercial break, Pierce is talking to Jay and makes the match of Jey Uso versus Dom Mysterio. And then Braun Breaker walks up and wants to know why Ilya is getting an IC title match. Pierce asks him what business it is of his, and Braun tells him that Sammy and the IC title is his business. Pierce says that Sammy came to him with respect to request the match. Something Braun could take a lesson in. Braun tells Pierce, congratulations on making a match. He's going to go destroy everyone in it. And Pierce says that he's not going to do that because he doesn't need Braun joining Drew on the suspended list. So Pierce has security make sure Braun leaves the building. And I commented, so he'll be back.
True. If there's one thing I learned, WWE security sucks.
Mm-hmm. And that they're usually there for the Wyatts.
Not anybody
not
else.
The bloodline.
Yes, make that distinction very,
Yes.
very... Can I reiterate that enough?
Correct. Oh, we then head back down to the ring. Priest and Strowman lock up, and then Braun shoves Priest into the corner. I noted Priest is in the rare situation of having to play to agility instead of having the size and power advantage. So Priest is going to be utilizing his kicks in this match quite a bit. Priest goes for a corner splash, but Braun just catches him. Braun throws Priest across the ring and tees off in the corner. Braun clotheslines Priest out of the ring and goes for the Strowman Express, but Priest sidesteps, so Braun flies into the timekeeper's area as we head into a commercial break. Following the break, Priest has control, but Braun takes control and gets a near fall off a clubbing blow to Priest's chest. Braun goes for a chokeslam, but Priest stops it and tries for his own. Braun powers out of that, though. However, Priest gets out of Braun's... Oh, my bad. Braun powers out of Priest's chokeslam attempt and goes for his, but then Priest gets out of that as well. Priest takes Braun down with some kicks, but Braun catches him and goes for a power slam. However, Braun's knee gives out. Priest hits a corner splash, followed by the South of Heaven chokeslam to pick up the win. Following the match, Gunther walks to the ring, and Gunther hits a chop on Priest, but Priest fights back and takes Gunther down in the corner before landing some kicks and punches. Gunther gets back up and lands another chop before Priest takes him down with a clothesline, leading to Gunther fleeing from the ring. All in all, I guess the match served its purpose. It's weird to think of Braun Strowman as a former Universal Champion.
And a guy that has to take falls.
Yeah.
Getting the Big Show treatment.
I mean, pretty much. That's essentially all he's there for. But I don't know. I feel like it's a match that could have been built bigger than what it was. And they just opted to leave it as is.
I don't know. It was alright. About a Monday Night Raw equivalent, I guess.
We then head backstage, and we're with Otis, Maxine, and Akira. Oh, I guess that's Otis. My mistake. They're talking about helping someone out, and we see Chad Gable, like peek through between whatever was behind them, and then he comes up. Gable says that it sounds like they finally came around. Gable says he found out who Uncle Howdy is. It's Bo Dallas. Maxine tells him, yeah, they all know that. So literally, even the superstars are aware of who it is. So Gable is just like the peak of intellect here. Finally figuring out what everybody already knows.
Yep. He clearly has not watched any videos or anything.
Apparently not. Even though he seems to have, because he's asked Adam Pearce if he saw the videos. What was that, last week?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, he watches the videos, but he apparently doesn't watch the videos. I don't know. Feels like a bad idea.
Poor writing.
Yeah. Gable says that the plan is he's going to go to the ring and call Bo out, and they'll have his back. Just like the old days. Just like they were saying. And Maxine informs them that they weren't talking about him. And then Xavier Woods walks up. And Maxine turns her attention to Woods and says that since Kofi is going to be out for a while, that Tozawa and Otis want to team up with him to take on the Final Testament. Don't fall asleep on me.
I'm getting there.
Gable is upsetty about this and gets in Otis's face to ask if they're serious. Otis gets right back in Gable's face and says that they are. And Woods says next week they'll make the Final Testament regret taking Kofi out.
At least the Final Testament didn't talk during that segment.
Fair. Following this, Caden Carter and Katana Chance come out accompanied by Lyra Valkyria as we head into a commercial break. Following the break, it's Shayna and Zoe that come out accompanied by Sonya. And Shayna and Caden start the match with Shayna taking control. Shayna sets her up for the arm stomp thing, but Caden rolls out of it. Carter and Chance hit a double team set of kicks on Shayna for a 1 count. Chance looks to hit a Hurricane Rana, but Shayna just catches her and puts her up on top of her shoulders in the electric chair position. Zoe tags in, but Chance doesn't realize it, so she rolls down and pins Zoe, only to get hit from behind. Or she pins Shayna, only to get hit from behind by Zoe. They then interrupt the match to show us a sneak preview of Twisters, because God forbid we cut a few minutes out of a promo rather than part of a women's match for this.
But it's Twisters.
I mean, it's probably not going to be better than the original.
I don't know. Did the original have like real shots of tornadoes, or was that CGI? Or
I don't know.
whatever they call it back in the day. I know all the tornado scenes in this one. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the field scenes were actually recorded in the field.
I mean, either way, it's still just a remake.
I don't care. I'm still gonna see it.
Following this sneak preview, Katana Chance hits a crossbody, goes for a crossbody, but Zoe catches her. Chance and Carter hit a unique double team move to Zoe in the corner, followed by the keg stand to both Shayna and Zoe on the outside as we head into a commercial break. So we couldn't wait to have the sneak preview of Twisters to lead us in the commercial break. That was coming a minute later.
Nope.
Shit's wild. Following the break, Caden Carter tries to roll Shayna up, but Shayna counters it. However, Carter still lands a kick. Zoe tags in and stops Carter from tagging out for the moment, though. But Chance gets the hot tag and takes Zoe down with a face buster and a head scissor takedown. Chance hits a corner clothesline and a flipping kick to the spine for a near fall. Zoe hits a knee strike and Shayna tags in and hits her with another one for a near fall. Shayna goes for an armbar, but Chance turns it into a pin to force Shayna to release the hold. Chance hits a moonsault knees to the chest and tags Caden Carter in. They hit another unique double team move on Shayna for a near fall. Chance goes up top, but Sonya gets up on the apron to distract her, so Lyra pulls Sonya down. However, this distraction is all that was needed because Zoe takes Lyra out with a kick, and then Carter and Chance take Zoe out for the moment, but Shayna takes out Caden Carter. Katana Chance rolls Shayna up for a near fall, but Zoe tags in, and they hit the alley-oop into a knee from Shayna to pick up the win. All in all, I thought this was a really good match.
Yeah.
Especially the unique offense that Carter and Chance bring.
It'll be interesting to see how the Zoe Starks Shayna Baszler dynamic keeps working.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how long they last with Sonya before they turn on her.
Or that they all just leave Shayna because it'll be a thing too.
Maybe. I feel like they're going to turn on Sonya though.
Or Sonya turns on them.
Possibly. Following all of this, we get the Patastrator segment highlighting The Miz at a charity golf game. We then head backstage to the Judgment Day's clubhouse. Finn says that they want to address the elephant in the room with Rhea, because Liv did help them win the tag championships. But Rhea tells him no worries, because Liv played her games and it didn't work, but the tag titles are back where they belong. And now it's her turn to get her title back. Dom walks up and tells Rhea that Jay was talking about her, so he's got a match against Jay and is going to show him that no one talks about Mami like that. Rhea asks what he's doing and if he's stupid. She asks why he's picking a fight with Jay Uso, and Dom says he can just go cancel it. Bruh. Rhea asks if he's a coward or something. Women. There's just no winning. Only losing.
Just the lose.
Yeah. Dom says he won't cancel the match, but he wanted to show Jay and everyone else that she's still his mommy and she belongs to him. Bruh. Rhea pulls back. JD, Finn, and Carlito all turn in shock at what he just said. And Dom says he didn't mean it like that, but it's too late. Rhea walks away. And Carlito comes over to bestow some more wisdom. Carlito tells him, dude, not cool.
That's not cool.
No, it's not cool. And then we see that Drew McIntyre is here as we head into the commercial break. When we come back, Adam Pearce is in the ring, and he calls for Drew McIntyre to come down. They show us again why Drew got fined and suspended, and the crowd chants for CM Punk. Pearce says that he thinks they're on the verge of something special. He says that CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre can be special. Pierce says he wants the match. He's pretty sure they, as in the crowd, want the match. He knows that Punk is at home doing everything he can to get cleared because he wants the match. And Pierce asks, how bad does Drew want the match? Drew says he wants the match more than anything in the world. And Pierce says that they need to leave the emotion, pettiness, and irrational, unprofessional behavior behind. Pierce says that if Drew can do that, he's ready to do business. Drew says that he wants the match, and he knows Punk wants the match, but it's not their opinion that matters. It's the fans. So, Drew is apparently playing a tweener now?
He's a psychopath. That's what he is.
Fair. The Psycho Scotsman. Scottish psychopath? That's got a better ring.
Scottish psychopath.
Yeah. The Scottish psychopath has a better ring to it. Drew asks if everyone is ready for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam, and he says that they should make it official. Pierce says he would love nothing more, but there's one thing he needs Drew to do for him, and Drew says anything. So Pierce calls the two refs from earlier into the ring and tells Drew to apologize for what he did. Drew asks why he'd apologize to them, and Pierce tells Drew that he's not being unreasonable and tells Drew to acknowledge him. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong show. He tells Drew to acknowledge that they got hurt and to apologize to them. Drew walks over to him and calmly says, "No." Got him.
Not gonna happen, bruv.
Had him in the first half, not gonna lie.
He's got that dog in him.
Drew again asks why he'd apologize to them after everything the refs have done to screw him around here. Fair. Drew says...
Yeet.
What?
I said yeet.
Drew says it's all happened on Pierce's watch. At Mania, in Scotland, at Money in the Bank. Drew asks if they're grabbing Punk from behind, if they're interfering in his business. Drew points out that Pierce isn't doing anything to stop Punk, just stopping Drew from retaliating. Show me the lie.
But to be fair, Punk also hasn't wrestled. So there is no business for Punk.
No, he's just screwed Drew out of every title opportunity.
I know, but he's like, how come you haven't screwed Punk out of his... I'm like, Punk's just been screwing you and has barely been on TV, so there's nothing they can really...
I mean, they could stop Punk from screwing Drew out of title wins. That's a thing they could do.
But there's going to be a match, so...
Oh, yeah. It's all just a means to an end.
It's all a ploy.
Drew says that Pierce deserved that elbow and that he should be down on his hands and knees apologizing to Drew right now. Drew says that everyone is trying to screw him over. And Pierce says that if Drew isn't going to accept what he did, then he's still suspended. Drew starts to step to Pierce, but the refs try to stop him only to get shoved down. Nerds.
Stupid idiots.
They just made the list. Drew gets in Adam Pearce's face, and Seth Rollins comes out to make the save, I guess.
Something.
Seth goes right after Drew, and Drew flees with Seth standing tall. We then hear from Michael Cole, who says that Seth got screwed at Money in the Bank, and you don't hear him out here complaining about it. Except he literally did that exact thing last week.
Yeah.
Like that exact thing. He was out there last week complaining about it.
Got the amnesia.
Apparently. Oh, we then see that the Wyatt Six are still invading the Pat McAfee show, and this time they've delivered him a new tape. So we head into this week's tape. Uncle Howdy is interviewing Eric Rowan, and Uncle Howdy asks how he's been. Rowan says the last few years have been hard. He used to have a family. They were unstoppable. Inseparable. They always had each other's backs. Then one day, the whole world changed. He lost a brother. The person in the world who believed in him more than anyone else was gone. It knocked him on his ass. But in those situations, you get up, wipe the dust off, and keep moving. Because that's what you gotta do. Life goes on. Just when he thought he had everything going, his other brother was gone too. Which meant he had no more family. No more will. He fell down a well. He couldn't get out. Why would he want to get out? He felt catatonic. Numb to everything. Numb to the world. Who's gonna miss him? He's just Rowan. Uncle Howdy asks, how does that make him feel? And Rowan gets tossed his trademark sheep mask from the Wyatt family days. Rowan says that it gives him hope. When he was at his lowest, Uncle Howdy reached out to him and pulled him up. He saw his hand and reached out and accepted it because he knew he needed help. He got up and he knew he had a purpose in his life, a purpose to help those like himself. The mask reminds him of that beacon of hope. They're going to take their broken hearts and make some beautiful art. We then head back to the ringside area, and Pat McAfee says that it was an honor to transport the tape, and that he believes it should be Michael Cole's job moving forward. Man's shit in his pants.
True that.
Dom Mysterio comes out for his match with Jay as we head into the commercial break. And when we come back from the break, we see some tweets exchanged between Triple H and Jelly Roll. And it sounds like Jelly Roll will be performing at SummerSlam this year. Jey Uso comes out for the match, leading to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee both splooging themselves. They both got the foam yeet hands.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Dom attacks Jay before the bell, and Jay starts to fight back into it after the bell rings, but Dom takes him down with a drop kick and hits some mounted punches while telling Jay not to mess with his Mami. Dom maintains control and hits shoulder tackles in the corner. Dom hits the Three Amigos for a near fall, and he sets Jay up for the 619, but Jay dodges it and sends Dom out of the ring before going for an S-dive. But Dom caught him with a right and posts Jay as we head into a commercial break. Following the commercial break, Dom still has control, but Jay starts to fight back and hits his combination of punches, followed by a spin kick. Dom retreats to the corner and gets hit by a hip press. Jay goes up for the Uso splash, but Liv pulls Dom out of harm's way. Dom is telling Liv that she needs to get out of there, and Jay kicks Dom on top of Liv, and Liv then rolls over to be on top of Dom before Rhea comes out to chase her away. Liv says, "Oh shit," before fleeing through the crowd, and Dom gets back into the ring to catch a spear, followed by the Uso splash, leading to a Jay Uso victory. And in the post-match, Jay hits Rhea with the "call me" hand gesture.
Oof.
I was going to say, you still with me?
I'm here. Just letting it process.
Yeah? We're almost there.
But Liv was on top.
Liv was on top. That she was. Overall, I feel like this could have been a lot better match if it didn't have all the other storyline elements around it, but that seems to be per usual for Dom matches.
Yeah.
We then get a... Go on.
I was gonna say, I just think, like, I don't think Dom's matches are really about his performance in ring. It's just the extracurriculars that always happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his matches would be better if they didn't have all the extra stuff going on.
Maybe one day.
Perhaps. We then get a vignette for the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, before Chad Gable comes out as we head into the commercial break. When we come back from the break, Dom is walking backstage and he comes across Damian Priest. Priest tells him that losing in front of Rhea is pretty rough. And then Rhea comes up and tells Dom that she doesn't belong to anyone. She's not his. He's hers. And she gives him one of the black roses and walks away. So, I mean, I pegged that. Well, she probably pegged that, but, you know,
Yep.
That's something else.
That's for another day, another show.
That's for when we start our OnlyFans.
Mine'll just be my feet.
We then head back down to the ring, and Gable really thinks he is an absolute genius for uncovering what everyone already knew. So Gable calls out Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas comes walking out to no music, but Julius and Brutus Creed attack Bo on the entranceway. The Creeds throw Bo into the barricade multiple times, and then drive him into the post before sending him into the ring. Chad and the Creeds stand over Bo, but Bo just laughs. The Creeds then hold Bo while Gable tees off on him, but Bo just keeps laughing. The Creeds hit Bo with a knee strike and a knee strike fireman's carry slam combo, and Gable German suplexes him, but Bo just keeps laughing. Gable asks Bo what he's laughing at and what's so funny, and Bo just says, "There you are," and keeps laughing as the lights go out. The crowd starts chanting, "You fucked up," and they don't censor it. The ring starts to fill with smoke, but Gable and the Creeds ready themselves. The rest of the Wyatt Six appear at the entryway, and led by Sister Abigail, Huskus, Mercy, and Ramblin' Rabbit head to the ring. I'm expecting Bo to have dipped under the ring during all of this to reappear as Uncle Howdy behind Gable and the Creeds, which,
Me too.
granted, the sheer amount of time I would imagine that it takes to get into that getup probably not feasible, which is why that didn't happen here. But I was still expecting it. I thought for sure, like the way that they had the cameras set up for this, I was absolutely expecting like they're standing back against the ropes and all of a sudden Bo is standing behind them dressed as Uncle Howdy on the apron. But obviously that didn't happen. But Gable dips, leaving the Creeds alone. But they also then dip. And Bo gets down like Bray always would. And the Wyatt Six stand behind him as we head into the commercial break. When we come back from the break, they hit us up with what's coming next week from Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin. CM Punk returns. Lyra Valkyria takes on Sonya Deville. And a 6-man tag match, that being Xavier Woods, Otis, and Akira Tozawa, taking on the Final Testament, that being Karrion Kross and AOP.
Eon.
But now it's time for the main event of the evening. It is the Tsar of WWE, the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. They lock up to start and trade some arm wrenches, but Sami backs Ilya into the corner and hits him with a chop. But Ilya takes his turn and backs Sami into the corner before landing a chop of his own. They trade blows in the middle of the ring with Ilya coming out on top, and then Sami hits the Arabian press to the outside to take us into a commercial break. Following the break, Sami has control, but Ilya hits the Constantine special, and he takes Sami down in the corner with a back fist and follows it up with a running boot. Ilya goes for the power bomb, but Sami escapes it and takes Ilya down with a clothesline. Sami goes for the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Ilya stops it twice. Ilya goes for another Constantine special, but this time Sami hits him with the Blue Thunder Bomb for a near fall, because the move never wins anything. Ilya hits a trifecta of big boots and a release German suplex. Sami hits a boot of his own, and Ilya goes for something in the corner, but Sami turns it into an exploder into the corner. I noted that they didn't get good rotation on it, so Ilya just landed right on his head. Like, it did not look good. I also noted that referee Eddie Arango was quick to get over and make sure Ilya was okay. Like, he saw it. It was not a good landing at all.
Yeah.
Sami then sets up for the Helluva Kick, but he catches a big boot, and Ilya hits a power bomb before setting up for the H-bomb. However, Sami gets his boot up and drapes his arm over Ilya for the near fall. Sami punches Ilya, who drops down and then springs right back up with a kick, followed by a running knee, sending Sami to the floor. Ilya hits an H-bomb from the apron to the floor before sending Sami back into the ring. Ilya goes up top and hits the coast to coast. Ilya then goes up top again and goes for the senton, but Sami gets the knees up and pins Ilya for a 2 count, or for a near fall. Sami hits the Helluva Kick on Ilya on the apron, causing Ilya to fall to the floor. And Sami is trying to get Ilya back into the ring, but the dogs start barking, 'cause Braun Breaker is still here. Whoever could have guessed?
You mean he's back?
Nah, never left. Braun hits the spear around the ring on Ilya, which forces the DQ. And Sami ends up getting a spine buster and a spear in the ring for his efforts, with Braun Breaker standing tall as we end the show. I'm definitely liking this possible triple threat at SummerSlam.
Less talky for Sammy.
Yeah, for sure. It was nice just having a match from Sammy and not having to listen to him say the same thing we heard last week for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So if we can have just more matches and less 20-minute promos from Sammy, that's okay. I'm good with that.
All in all, I think the promo of the night went to Eric Rowan.
Oh, for sure. Like, even reading that back, I was getting goosebumps.
Bro literally like spilled his guts out.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best one yet.
I don't know if it was the best one, but it was good.
But we'll have to see how the rest of them do, because obviously
Because what?
they're going to go through all of them now.
Oh, yeah, I'm guessing they will.
Which will be the most I'll ever see Dexter Loomis talk.
What if he doesn't? What if he just stares at the camera the whole time? That'd be funny.
How do you feel? And he's just staring.
Yeah, just 3 minutes of him staring into the camera without blinking.
Just shakes his head in disagreement. He's just here. There you are.
Just subtitles, looks in agreement or looks in disagreement, looks in anguish.
That would totally discredit this group, because that would be funny as hell.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, Dexter Loomis is going to have to talk. Maybe. I mean, if they're going to do these videos with all of them. I mean, I don't know that they may have, like, blew their whole load here, having Bo and Eric Rowan go first. Because
True.
Dexter Loomis, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross didn't really have that close connection with Wyndham, like obviously his brother and then his on the road brother.
Stablemate.
Yeah.
Bro, the first time I heard Dexter Loomis talk, outside of the very few times in NXT I got the video, he was on Tacoma FD. I was like, bro, what is happening right now? Like, he was a normal human being talking. I can't take this seriously right now. You know?
What was that?
You didn't hear anything I said?
No, Emily came up and was talking.
Oh. I basically said how I saw Dexter Loomis on a show called Tacoma FD.
Oh.
He was talking like a regular human being. He was like a special guest in one of the shows.
That'd be
I was
weird.
like, dude, it was weird.
Did you see him blink?
He blinked. He was talking like a normal human being and interacting. And I'm like, please don't
Crazy.
laugh. This is going to get real weird real quick.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But he fit it perfectly because he has the mustache, and they'll have in that show.
They all got the strong mustache game.
Yes.
I feel like that's just a firefighter thing.
It is, but he kind of looked out of place with his tattoos, but that's all right. It's 2024.
Yeah. That concludes the Raw recap. Once again, I've been Dylan Graves, joined by John Sutton. This has been WrestleRecap. If you want to support WrestleRecap, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can comment down below and let us know how we're doing. You can also click the video that's floating on your screen right now and check out another recap. But until next time, goodbye.